And we're, of course, going straight into it, starting in South Africa on the Sowetan newspapers this morning. It says Tavern Massacre. This, of course, has made the headlines in more than a month now in South Africa. Sele met most wanted man and let him go. That's what we're seeing on the Sowetan this morning. It says the minister announced days before meeting that police had identified suspects involved in Soweto attack. Fugitives stay step ahead of investigators and are believed to be holed up in Lesotho. No moves to extradite them. That's on page 2. Once again, Sele met most wanted man and let him go. We can also find on Sowetan this morning in sports, Proteas put their faith in Timber. Bayuma to lead team and open batting on page 20. Also, musical chairs atop PSL table. And also Senzo Meyiwa trial, testimony from the grave. That's on page 3. Also, Kosatu readies for ANC's ousting, and that's on page 4 of the Sowetan this morning. There's a lot of stories, and of course, you can also see a picture right there with the caption: the Nelson Mandela funeral fraud case finally kicking off at the Biso High Court yesterday with testimony of former Eastern Cape Premier Nozolo Kiviet. The public prosecutor's report said the provincial government misappropriated about 300 million rand in funding Nelson Mandela's 2013 burial. That's a very interesting story.
Absolutely. Now let's move over to Uganda with the Daily Monitor. On the front page of the Daily Monitor, Ruto retires Raila. And of course, we apologize, that was from yesterday. The front page of the Daily Monitor, parents set to pay for milk at school. Milking you dry, government says management bodies of schools are expected to meet with already constrained parents to decide how much they should pay for the new compulsory milk feeding program that seeks to improve learners' health. Details of that on page 6. Uganda and its mysterious tycoons. Police finally arrest Sipapa. Uproar over Nyege. And at the top of the paper, we also have what Ruto presidency now means for Uganda. Kampala has warmly welcomed, of course, the victory or the elections of William Ruto as Chief Executive Officer of Kenya, the region's economic powerhouse. We know that when Kenya sneezes, several countries around the continent catch a cold. So these are the updates in Uganda. Let's move over back here to Nigeria.
Yeah, and we're going to the Nation newspapers this morning. Bold on your screen, you see ASUU, government raises 14-man panel to resolve knotty issues. 23.5% pay rise for teachers likely. That's some good news. And return to classroom, Bishop urges teachers. We can also see here PDP campaign team, Atiku Meshawn Wike, Tambuwal Ugwanyi Oyinlola tipped as DG. Detractors after my life, says the Rivers State governor. And also PDP governorship candidates in Port Harcourt we say, leave us out of your mess. Okay, that's a different thing. It says, leave us out of your mess. APC warns ASUU. Also on the Nation this morning, 103 billion naira paid to oil marketers as bridging claims in 9 months, says the NMDPRA. We can also find here Nigeria gets 23 slots as Google lifts 60 African startups with $4 million.
Oh, that's great news.
Yes, it is. Ogun Speaker and 2 others arraigned over 2.4 billion naira fraud. And Tinubu donates 50 million naira to Jigawa flood victims on page 10. Nigeria, Poland signed pact on agriculture. We can also find here, I get 100,000 naira for every 500 ammunition I take to bandits. Ooh.
Oh, wow.
All right. And of course, President Muhammadu Buhari greets the UK's new Prime Minister, Liz Truss. Those are the stories on the Nation newspapers this morning.
All right, and now still here in Nigeria, let's look at this Nigerian newspaper. On the front page of this Nigeria, ASUU, federal government eats humble pie, announces 23.5% salary increment for varsity workers to review no work, no pay decision. Sets up another committee to look into grey areas and lecturers' demands. And all the details of this on page 4. Northern Coalition wants APC to review its choice of Shatima as VP. We're still on this conversation. The details of that on page 7. A PDP crisis. 17 gubernatorial candidates meet with Wike in Port Harcourt as party set to hold Board of Trustees National Executive Council meeting in Abuja. At the top of the paper, 2023, INEC to publish final list of registered voters soon. says Yakubu. These are all the stories we can take.